Welcome back to another one of my videos. I appreciate you tuning in. If you're new here, take the opportunity to subscribe below. I'm very happy you could join me. Today, I'm going to teach you 3 different principles to become better at photography and film through practical learning. This isn't much of an exciting video, but if you stick through with me till the end, you're definitely going to learn something, you'll definitely have a takeaway, and you'll definitely be working on being better at whatever your craft is. With that, let's kick it off. Let's talk about what practical learning is. Practical learning is learning things that applies to whatever it is you're doing and will help you in that craft, in that object, in whatever it may be, consistently get better because it's practical, it's applicable to what you're doing. These principles all tie together, they go hand in hand, and they make sense. So it is very important that you get to the end of the video so you can wrap your brain around everything, because if you don't learn all 3, you're not going to get better. You could still get better, you don't have to know these 3 principles, but if you're watching it to get better with practical learning, you got to have all 3 principles. The first principle, number 1, practice makes perfect. And you're probably thinking, Jake, that is not a revolutionary anything. You haven't taught me anything yet. Stick with me, guys. Practice makes perfect. In a previous video, I said you need to shoot and shoot often. Go watch that here. I talk a little bit more in depth. But how are you practicing with your craft? What are you doing? How are you actually practicing? For me, the biggest thing is reviewing my photos, going back through them, seeing what I did right, seeing what I did wrong. Same thing with film. Going back into it, seeing what I did right, seeing what I did wrong. So you can shoot often, but if you're not practicing and reviewing everything and you're not thinking about what you're doing, you're not really practicing, you're just doing it. So make sure you review, make sure you're actually putting in the work, and make sure you're trying to pay attention to those different things, those small things, so that you get better. Number 2, do it even if you don't think you're ready. And what I mean by this is if somebody calls you up, they say, we've got some kind of work we want you to do, and it's not your specialty, for example, portraits for me, go out and do it anyways, because that's going to help you learn so much, whether it is your specialty or whether it isn't. There's always takeaways. And even further, you're utilizing your camera, you're making sure that you're working, you're thinking about your craft in a different light even at this point in time, and it's helping you improve. The third one is failure is the best teacher, and now we're going to tie it all together. If you're out shooting, you're practicing, and you're doing something you weren't ready to do, you go back and review whatever it is, and let's say you failed, you're able to review that photo and you're able to see what failed and you're able to get better from that, and that is practical learning in a nutshell. My example is I had some people reach out to me, they wanted some portraits done. I have one specific photo I think of that drives me nuts because it could have been the best photo in the whole bunch and I wasn't able to deliver it to them. It was an upward photo. The model was sitting on the wall, her feet were very close to the lens, but I wanted to focus on her face and I didn't check my autofocus points. I just clicked the camera button and I moved on. I didn't even bother to review the photo because in a previous video I had watched don't look at your photos till you get home, which I don't think is a bad idea, but especially if you're just starting out and you're doing something that you don't think you're ready for, take your time and be patient. When I got back, I looked at that photo and I was really bummed out. But I learned about the patience, I learned to check my autofocus points, I learned to make sure that I'm getting the photo that I want at the time that I can get it. That way when I get home, I'm not disappointed. All in all, it came together. I went out and shot. I did it even though I wasn't ready, and I failed, but I became better from it. Now, you're not always going to fail. If we go back to number 2, do it even though you aren't ready. Sometimes you're going to succeed so well, it's going to boost your confidence, and you might even find a new niche for you. So do it anyways. Always do it. Whether you fail, whether you succeed, you're going to get better in some way, shape, or form. That's practical learning, guys. Make sure that you're taking the time to shoot often and learn from it and review, because the review is the biggest portion of that practice. If you guys like this video, I'd appreciate it if you click that thumbs up. I'd appreciate it if you subscribe. If you want to stay up to date with everything, click that bell. And with that, guys, I'll see you in the next video.